Why do we bother estimating? Why do I need to estimate my division problem? The reason we're doing it is the same as multiplication. We need to ask ourselves, does it make sense? Does my answer match realistically what the problem was asking me to do? It doesn't ensure that our answers are perfect, but it does ensure that what we're doing does make sense. So with division, it's a little bit more difficult because, again, we want it to be mental math. So when we're doing these practice problems, you're really looking at the divisor and the dividend and finding a match that you can do mentally. Let's take a look at exactly what I mean by that. Looking at our first problem, 326 divided by 17. I need to change either one or both of these numbers so that I can come up with a mental estimate to divide. The first one I'm going to try is 300 divided by, well, I need something. So I changed this to a simple 300 to make my math easier. I know I could change this to 10, but that's really changing the number. However, I know that I can focus on my first two place values. 30 divided by something close to 17. Using my mental math skills, I know that 15 can go into 30 with 2, so my estimate's 20. Now we want to try to change both numbers as little as possible. Another one we could do would be 320. So I'm changing this much less, divided by 16. And again, changing this less. Now technically, 326 should round up to 330. But 16 cannot divide into 330. That is why I went with 320. So you'll notice here that multiplication facts are going to be important for you to successfully be able to come up with your estimates. Finishing my estimate, 320 divided by 16 is also 20. Another estimate could be 340 divided by 17, because I know that 17 can go into 34. And that gives me 20 as well. Now, it's not always going to work out this way, where three different estimates give us the exact same answer. But these three different estimates should give us three answers that are very close, all telling us about where our exact answer should be, which is our purpose for estimating. Let's try another. We have 647 divided by 9. I don't want you to solve exact. I want you to come up with one or two different estimates that you could use to check your answer being close. Pause the video and come back when you're ready to see me give my examples. So what I'm going to do first is I am always going to focus on my first two digits. I'm going to change my last one to a 0. I know that at least. First, I'm going to try to not change the 9. What's close to 64 that I can divide by 9? 63 is divisible by 9. So I have 630 giving me 70. So now let's try to change this less. I could do 640 divided by 8, and that would give me 80. Now, what I would always recommend is to go with our first one. The best scenario is not changing the dividing number at all. If you're forced to, that's okay. But the best way to do it is to leave that divisor the same. Let's try another one, and I want you to leave the divisor exactly the same. Here we have 746 divided by 12. Again, come up with your own estimate. Remember, do not change the 12. come up with an estimate using 12. Come back when you're ready to see mine. So looking at this, I know I want something divided by 12. I need to think of what is close to 74 that I can divide by 12. I can even use a fact table here to help me. I know that 12 times 6 is 72. 12 times 7 is 84. 72 is really close, so I'm going to change 746 to 720, pinpointing that 72 divided by 12. And my estimate answer is going to be 60. So remember, we're using estimation so that we have a ballpark for our exact answer to know that we are close to the right answer.